Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. And first off, just noticed that we've hit 50 subscribers on the channel, which is pretty cool. I didn't really necessarily do this to like gain a following or anything, but for me to kind of just document my progress, show to people, show what a real sort of journey would look like, and for me to look back on regardless of how I sort of progress through my own journey anyway. So for those of you that are new, welcome. Thank you for those of you that have subscribed recently, of course for those that have actually tagged along for the journey so far. Anyone that is new, I have also noticed there's a large amount of people that are like watching but not subscribing. If you want to just follow a real journey, I know there's a few YouTubers that do something quite similar, which is really cool, and I know that many are quite scared to do so because perhaps just being shamed or whatever, but those that are putting themselves out there and actually showing their complete like journey and trading, big props to them, because it's quite tough to do at times, but you know, really for me it's just I just want to show you something real. I know within this space there's a lot of like rubbish that's out there, if we're completely honest. Yeah, so I just want to kind of show you something that's just real. But yeah, just kind of get into what the trading's been looking like so far for this week. We've had Monday and Tuesday, which has been good so far. We're actually at equity highs. So on the main account that we've been trading, the high was $704 before. Obviously we went into a little bit of drawdown, not too much, so quite happy with the, just looking at this curve anyway, the drawdown hasn't been that bad, to be honest. So hopefully now we can kind of kick on and start to see more higher highs. Of course, last time we said that, that's actually when I think it was done a video here and then just kind of spoke about, of course, probably expect to lose now, like speaking about it, but we'll see. But for these last 2 days, I had 2 trades, or 1 each day. I'll go into those in a moment. Of course, we've got this leader account with the +1, which is a follower account. So this has now seen 3 of 3 green days, which is really nice. And with the copy trading as well, so the way it works is you can't actually place any trades on the follower account. It's only on the leader. So this one being the leader, this is the one that you can actually trade on. And then what happens is it just completely copies everything across the other one. As soon as you enter, wherever you put your stop loss and your take profit, which is really nice for it to just be all internal. So a big shout out to I guess it's Project X that made this, because I think other firms also use this, like Top Step and such, which is something that I'm probably going to start to look to do hopefully in the near future. Get on board with some other prop firms. So I'll kind of look into that over the next few weeks, hopefully, if this continues to go well. And really I don't really want to kind of have too much going on before I've really got any sort of like payout. So of course there's been no payout on this recent trading journey that I've been on. I used to trade a long time ago and did okay, but I feel like just having a few years away, really, it was actually about, I think about 2-3 years, maybe even more, of not really trading and just coming back into things, kind of freshen things up, because I spent a long time trying to trade and I think there was kind of like some burnout there, but now I just feel like quite fresh, which is quite nice. But yeah, let's kind of just show you with the trading. So with the account at the moment, so purchased it on the 30th, so there is 2.5 weeks now to pass this account hopefully. So I would have to do about 2.2k in profit. So yes, the sizing hasn't been that large, but I'm going to probably start to size up a little bit as we're kind of drawing towards the second half of the month with this account. But yeah, it's looking okay at the moment. So we've had 4, 9, 11 days of trading. 3 of them have been red and 8 have been green, so it's quite nice. Yeah, about almost 80% in the green, which is pretty cool. And then of course we've got like the full port account as well that I've mentioned. I've called it full put, but yeah, the sizing still isn't much larger. It was the same trade today, but I actually traded earlier on this one, so I'll start off on showing the trades on here. So the trade yesterday was the same on the other account anyway, so I'll show that one. But then this one I actually traded once with a buy position, which I didn't do on this one, just because it didn't. I ended up doing it too late, and it wasn't actually my real entry. With this account though, I'm willing to be a bit more aggressive with entries and just trading a little bit more, and in terms of sizing. So, which is why I placed that trade. So we'll get into that in a moment, but I'll go to the Monday trade first. So it would have been the 13th. Yeah, so it would be here. Let's get to the 1 minute so I can actually see it properly. So I've mentioned that I've kind of been looking for more the sell side, I suppose, but I'm still open to both sides because I only really scalp, so I can kind of take it both ways. This one actually came heavily into drawdown on this one. I had my stops above these highs, and I took a sell position here, and just very quickly just went against me. But then eventually it just started to tumble down, and I took my take profit was actually below this low, but it just quickly came past, well, back above, but didn't actually trigger my take profit. So I ended up having to manually close it for a little bit less profit. Yes, I could have held and it would have ended up hitting it, but it's just eating this drawdown, and perhaps it could have been a reversal there. So I was just happy to just be out the trade at that point, which was for, I think it was about 300 gain or 250. I can't remember exactly. So that was yesterday for Monday, and that was the same trade that was taken on the other two accounts, just a smaller sizing. I had a bit of a better entry on the other accounts as well though, as it came back up a little bit. But yeah, had a buy position first for today. Went straight into my favor. I was looking for take profits above these highs. Didn't end up coming there, but what I did do was just aggressively scale my stop loss, and it actually just ended up being a break even. I probably could have actually brought the stop loss up higher, more aggressively, as we are quite close to those highs. In hindsight, perhaps that's what I should have done, especially when I entered and it just went straight into my favor. As what it is, that was just a break even trade, and then I started to see signs that we could have a sell off. Yes, it sold off a lot more, but I wasn't really looking for too much at that point. Took a sell position in here, and just something below these lows. This was about a 1-to-1 trade, but yesterday's was actually a little bit lower than a 1-to-1, so it was actually a negative RR, just because of the entry was a little bit lower than I wanted it to be. It did come back up to where I would have wanted to place it, but particularly with this account anyway, I don't really mind placing it a little bit more aggressively. This is a full port account, which I should probably size up a little bit more, but now we've got a little bit of a buffer of 500. It's just nice to have that we can kind of play with a little bit more. So that was, yeah, those are the trades actually. So we'll come back to the stats and just kind of have a look over it. So with this account, 2.2k needed to pass this in about 2.5 weeks. This account would need 2.5k, and this was purchased on the 10th, so there's still a bit of time for this one's like 3 weeks, so a long time left for this one. And I think it was the same day we got a full port account as well. Yeah, I think we purchased it on the 10th, but I just didn't place the trade till Monday, I think, if I remember correctly. I have to double check. Anyway, but yeah, this one shows us a loss. That was a break-even trade that I mentioned earlier. It was a break-even as a P&L, but it's just the fees or the commission or the spread, I suppose, or it would be the commission, just makes it look like a red trade. Not that it really matters, but it's just nice to kind of see the all green like we see on the other account anyway. But yeah, the trading's been quite good so far. What I'd like to do is hopefully like pass these all in the next couple of weeks, and then hopefully start to see some payouts. And then from there, what I'm looking to do is just scale up the accounts, be able to copy trade onto more and more accounts with different firms. I know that Alpha Futures were potentially, well, they actually asked the community if the community preferred the 15k payout cap that they have for the standard and the advanced accounts, or if the community would want 5 accounts instead. Of course, at the moment it's only 3 accounts. I personally voted for the 5 because I'm not going for those like large singular payouts. So just for me and the way I'm trading at the moment, the way I want to do it is just take the payouts as and when I can. So whenever the accounts are eligible, I'd have to kind of see at the time how much I would take. On the 0 accounts, which is the ones that we have at the moment, you can take out 50% of what you have earned up until 30 trading days that are $200 plus. But I think by that point, if you've already taken 5 payouts, then you get moved to live. So the lifespan of a 0 account, you can only really ever take 50% of the gains, up to 1,500 per payout. So I just I'm happier to have just the smaller payouts, and of course the way I trade as well, just small little scalps here and there. If I can just stack up these small gains over a period of time, probably better to look at on this one. Oh, and just the other account as well. I haven't actually traded on this one. I mentioned on Friday I accidentally placed like this massive position on this account, and then just closed it pretty quickly, but I haven't traded this one. But this is just kind of there just for the time being. I don't have to pay for this account, so not really too bothered about this one. It's just there in the background. But if, of course, I would size up a little bit more, but if these were like at 200s, then I'd be able to like take payouts every like week and a half to 2 weeks, provided the trading stayed fairly similar to the way it is at this moment, which could be like 2 to potentially even 3 payouts a month, which is pretty cool to think. But I wouldn't be able to probably have the entire $1,500 that they offer per payout per account. But over the course of like 3 accounts, if it's even 500 each, that's 1,500. If that's 2 to 3 times a month, that's like 3,000 to 4,500 a month just from one prep firm. So that's fine by me. And then of course potentially Prime. I know I'm kind of talking a little bit like later down the line, but these are just the sort of like thoughts that I'm having at the moment, how I would want to like actually have my trading journey and the way I would take payouts and stuff. But obviously things can change later down the line. But yeah, that's a little bit about how things have been going. I've also started up TikTok, and I'm going to start trying to post some videos on there and stuff. So eventually I'll probably like put it up. I did post on TikTok. For anyone that is on there, it's Road to a Milli as well, same as this. I think I've never actually used TikTok. It's the first time I've ever posted on it. I'm not really like too good at social media and stuff like that, but anyone that cares for that sort of stuff, it's just going to be condensed videos of the actual trade. So we'll just show the trade sped up. So yeah, anyone that's interested in that, feel free to check that out. Eventually I'll put in like a link in the description and stuff like that as well. But hopefully everyone's trading's going well, and I'll catch you all in the next video.